Welcome to another week of Wish You Were Here Today. Well, we've got some more reports from around the world to give you inspiration for your holiday. This week I'm in Jamaica. It's hot, it's sunny, and it's fantastic to be here. Now, you could also be enjoying some time away from home. That's if you enter our Wish You Were Here Today competition. We're giving away 5 holidays this week, and the first one's a real corker. And here's the question. Phone lines are open right now, and you'll be pleased to hear that you don't have to wait around for very long to find out whether you've won or not. We'll be closing the lines before the end of the show to give us a chance to select a winner, and that name will be announced in about 20 minutes. We start right here in Jamaica. This is the Caribbean's 3rd largest island, and it's been popular with us British for a long time now. 125,000 of us came here last year alone. Well, I'm based in Negril, in the west of the island. Now, this has been described as Jamaica's hippest place. It's got the longest, sandiest beach and some of the best nightlife. All sounds good to me. Just look at the colour of the Caribbean behind me. I cannot wait to get out there and do a bit of snorkeling. I've actually got quite a busy week ahead of me. But first, idyllic though that is, it doesn't always look like that. In fact, a few months ago, the Caribbean looked very different indeed. Now, what a lot of us don't realise is just how vast the Caribbean is. I've got a little map here. Now, this is the tip of Florida, to get your bearings. The Caribbean stretches for more than 2,000 miles from Antigua over here in the east to beyond Cuba over here in the west. And then another 2,000 miles from the Bahamas here in the north, way down to Trinidad in the south. Each of those stretches is the same distance as London is to Athens. So although the hurricane did have devastating consequences, there are around 20 islands like Barbados and St. Lucia that were relatively unscathed. But Rick's Cafe, which has been voted in the top 10 bars of the world, it's just on the cliff behind me, was completely and utterly blown away, and that's going to have to be rebuilt. The key message seems to be, do keep coming to the Caribbean. Things feel very optimistic here, despite some challenges. And just look at it. You know you're not going to be disappointed. Anyway, back to business. There's still time to enter our competition and win a holiday of your own. Here's a quick reminder of the question and where the winner will be off to. OK, that's all the details. It's up to you now. We'll be closing the phone lines before too long and then announcing the winner's name at the end of the programme. And we've still got all of this to come on Wish You Were Here Today. Welcome back to part 2 of Wish You Were Here Today. Now, Chris and Ingrid Tarrant are big fans of wildlife, particularly the type you normally see on holiday in Africa. Their fascination grew in search of Africa's Big 5 game. Crooks and conmen. Sadly, you find them the world over. We join Russell Amrasekharana to take a look at some of the most common tourist scams. It almost goes without saying that the Caribbean is great for winter sunshine, something which I personally think is very important in life. But I also really enjoy winter breaks in the snow, like skiing and snowboarding. But my trip to Karelia in Finland went way beyond the normal alpine offerings. What do you do?
From Helsinki, I took a 50-minute internal flight to Joensuu and drove for another 2 hours to get here. The Bomba Hotel in Nurmes specialises in winter activities. First up, skidoo racing.
Temperatures here can plummet to minus 35, which is ridiculous. So I brought all my skiing paraphernalia with me, but I actually don't need any of it. All you need are fleeces and thermals. All kit is provided. And this is my favourite piece of kit. Sexy.
We're on a 50-kilometre trek across lakes and through forests. Only one slight problem. What's a girl supposed to do when nature calls?
That has to have been the most challenging toilet trip ever. The snow's a metre deep, and this is an all-in-one. It took imagination.
90 minutes later, we're climbing one of the highest peaks in the area, Jotvara.
Even the most well-seasoned, cynical traveller cannot deny that that is a beautiful view. Oh! Here we go again.
The hill looks out across North Karelia's lakes, where tiny homes cling to the frozen. The sun sets early here. We'd only just caught our breath when it was time to head back to Bomba, over the frozen Lake Pelinen. At this time of year, the ice is 60 centimetres thick.
exhausted. And all I've done all day is sit here and press a throttle. It's really exhilarating. It's so easy to ride. And now it's night time, and yet it's only 4 o'clock.
Now, Sandy, what did you reckon about today?
I thought it was fantastic. I love going out on the snowmobiles and going out in the wilderness through the lakes and through the forest. I just thought terrific.
It's an adrenaline buzz, isn't it?
It's an adrenaline buzz, yeah, and that's why we come to Finland, because the Finns look after the wilderness so beautifully for us.
And wilderness it is. Only 175,000 people live in North Karelia, an area roughly the size of Holland.
My room was lovely and warm last night, which is one thing you do need when it's freezing outside. Decor-wise, well, as you can see, it's fairly basic, kind of rustic, cosy ski lodge style. All the rooms are en suite, and this particular building has its own sauna.
6 kilometres from our hotel at Locheen Lampi, there's another challenge.
Well, this morning they've given me this, which is an ice screw, and this, which, believe it or not, is a fishing rod, and I've been told to catch our lunch. So everyone, are we ready?
Right.
Let's make a move. See how it goes.
Walking in snowshoes is hard work, and you're not guaranteed to stay on your feet.
No good turn goes unpunished.
And with a little help from Jorma, a local fisherman, we were on the lunch trail.
Oh! Obviously the last bit that counts.
Tässä on 2 metriä vettä.
Right, that's completely clear.
yes.
So we're going to starve today. There's something in there.
Just 2 minutes later, my first bite. So whopper.
The hole was only just big enough.
Then Anne and John struck lucky.
Smaller than mine. Here we go, lunch.
Smoked over a juniper wood fire and served on wooden plates. And hot, thank goodness.
That looks marvellous. And remember, mine is the big fish, and John over there, the very small fish.
Then onto Lip Lam Lamott, and something I was really looking forward to.
I'm here, standing on my break. I've got my dogs, Panda, Layla, Lulu, Nico, and Milo. Right, I'm gonna go now. Mena! Woo!
Mena! I mean, go. It's so easy. It's like skiing when you steer. If you want to go one side, you lean, other side, you lean. Now, what I said earlier about it being easy to steer, just write that off. Way!
Stop just yet.
These holidays are full of indignity. Ugh. That's supposed to be a foot brake, not a handbrake. Mena! Well, this is the end of my trip to Finland, and this is one tradition I can cope with, a long hot sauna at the end of a cold day. This, however, is one tradition I just cannot get my head around. Climbing through a hole in the ice on a frozen lake. Look, I've got bare feet in the snow. And they do this for their health. There's no way on earth that this is good for my health. Look, it's black. It's horrible. Oh, God. Oh, oh, God, I've no idea how deep this is. Blood. There's no way that is good for my health. Oh, that was horrendous. Get me back in the warm. Well, as you saw there, it gets distinctly chilly in winter, especially if someone makes you climb into a cold hole in the ice. Now, the climate is dry, so apparently it can feel warmer than you'd believe from the thermometer. It certainly didn't seem to be the case when I was there. It was -15 and felt it, but it was very warm inside. Now, the summers are usually warm, especially in the south and the east. And if you decide to visit Finland in July, you might catch the annual wife carrying competition. The event involves a man carrying his wife on his back over 250 metres of obstacles, including a water jump. And the prize? The wife's weight in beer. Well, that's all from me today. Now, thankfully, this water is a little bit warmer than it was. Well, I'll be back again tomorrow with some more great holiday ideas for you. And in the meantime, listen out for today's competition winner. That's coming up any second now. See you tomorrow.